Hey everybody, welcome back to a exclusive dev interview once again here on Reality Skewed Gamers. I'm your man with the plan, Ranger J 1999, and I brought some of these cast of characters we've seen on here before. We've got Doja Fett joining us.
Hey, Ranger, thanks for having us on.
Glad to
Appreciate it.
have you here. We also have the wonderful Salacious B. Crumb, my mortal enemy.
Hello.
And of course, my fellow City of Villains evildoer from back in the day, the one and only C.G. Miller.
How you doing?
And we are here because I'm excited. We're talking about a character that I was surprised to see come in, Darth Talon. Darth Talon. Darth Talon. Why did you go with Darth Talon?
Darth Talon was, like you said, it was a very interesting choice. We had a lot of characters to choose from. We had a role that we needed filled. And Darth Talon, she had a role to fill. And that was, let's improve the Sith Triumvirate. And choosing Darth Talon over like Darth Krayt or Darth Nil was just a matter of popularity.
It was interesting to see that you guys picked her because a lot of these other characters you guys have had either games or you've actually had like real life, either animated cartoons or anything like this. This is a two-dimensional comic book, that's only had images on there. So where did you guys draw your inspiration? Where did you guys pull for that?
That was really one of the very first things we discussed was what is she going to look like? If anyone's super familiar with the character, the version that everyone's familiar with is not something we wanted to put in our game. We were more after her for the role that she played and not the clothes that she wore. Right. So we definitely went and looked at her outfit. We looked at like what the main parts were. We wanted to make sure that when we were concepting a new version of her, we were staying true to the Darth Talon that everybody could recognize. But it be our version of her. Bring her kind of to the modern day.
Looking at all the different skills and powers that she had, you have all that material to go through. Like, where did you guys draw in on, like, for her kit, the power base, her power sets, her abilities? What did you look at to translate into the character?
So two things really stood out to us. One, her acrobaticness. She is very agile, very nimble. Every time you see a panel in the comic book of her in combat, she is flying through the air. She's either upside down or, twisting to the side or whatever. Like, she is an extremely dynamic character. So we really leaned into on all of her attacks. They are extremely acrobatic. Just, kind of get that point across. You actually get to see her in motion now. And then the other aspect of her was her loyalty. Yep. Second to none. She's insanely loyal to her emperor. And, being his hand, we wanted to make sure that we leaned into that. And, I think I'm super happy with how the kit turned out.
Yeah. So let's get into the kit with that in mind. Now, a lot of these characters, as people are now going to see as they start coming out, you guys have had specific goals in mind for each of the characters that will lead to, of course, Starkiller. So with this kit, as you guys are designing this character to be helpful to one of these teams and make these teams better, what was your goal with Darth Talon and why, and what were you looking for long-term for this to do?
Well, we were only getting the one character to start, so we didn't have Darth Krayt to draw from. We didn't have Darth Nil. We didn't have the other one Sith Lords to draw upon. But we wanted her. We wanted someone that she could show her loyalty to, someone that she could protect, someone that she could be a hand to. Our first thought was Sith Eternal Emperor, but he doesn't really need the help. The Sith Triumvirate used to be a very top tier team, has kind of fallen the wayside as we've had, the newer units come out and Galactic Legends come out and new legendaries come out. Like Sith Triumvirate just kind of falls down, and they're very dynamic characters. And we want to make sure that players don't see this, amazing team that they fight all the time in the raids. And they probably have all the characters, but they never use them because they're not the same power level.
So how does she fit into that team?
We're hoping that she is that single target burst damage that the team is really lacking.
Okay.
She can just come in there, jump in there, do her thing, strike from stealth on occasion, and deal a bunch of damage, while at the same time protecting her leader.
So when you guys are thinking about this team as a fifth, I mean, who are you guys thinking would be a good addition to this team to round it out?
We're seeing a lot of success in our testing with Sith Eternal Trooper.
Yeah.
Keeping Talon alive as long as possible definitely amps up the damage output and makes your team more successful. So any way to keep attacks off of her, and Sith Eternal Trooper does a great job with that.
So that's kind of the big things that I wanted to get to with this kit, design is I think it's really cool. I mean, I think it looks awesome. Doja, is there something or anything you want to add about this kit?
Yeah, I was very excited when I started, looking at this character and what design is doing with her. I mean, they definitely buy into the loyalty aspect with the kit design and some of the things that she does. CG Miller already mentioned how she protects her leader. The animations should be pretty sweet. I know that the artist drew inspiration from that. And so then it does make sense, like Miller said, for her to be the attacker of that team. No, I mean, overall, I'm just excited.
And then the last thing I wanted to cover, and just in general, is this is such a cool direction that you guys are going with in the studio for all these years, and we're coming up on 6 years. My goodness gracious, I've been playing this game for 6 years. That just hit me. It's been mainly the shows, the animated shows, the movies, the TV shows, that kind of thing. What possessed you guys to go down this route? I mean, it's such a drastic turn from what we've been usually get. I mean, what was the motivation? I mean, is this just something, because I know you guys are Star Wars geeks like me, but I mean, was this something that's always been out there that you guys have just never had an opportunity, now you do? Or I mean, how did this all kind of come about with these characters and picking these characters and going, hey, let's do legacy?
I think Darth Talon comes out on my 3rd anniversary of being in the studio. And when I started in the studio, I kind of had in the back of my head a list of characters that I wanted to see in the game.
Okay.
We were, having conversations. We have conversations with Lucasfilm every week. I was kind of looking for an area where a lot of these characters could fit into our cadence, into what's going on with the IP, what's going on with the property. When they brought up the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm, kind of set off a light bulb in my head. I was like, 50th anniversary, that allows us, if we celebrate that allows us to go back into the history of Lucasfilm and these characters and Lucasfilm games, all the way, back Dash Rendar, and Star Killer, amazing. Like, we grab these characters and put them in our game. And Darth Talon was on that mental list of mine. As a matter of fact, I think everything that I had on my mental list, I think we're down to like just 2 or 3 things that I haven't been able to get in the game. And I hope that a lot of them, that the rest of them do get into the game, because I am a huge Star Wars fan, as you know. And what I want is something I believe that the players want as well. They want an authentic Star Wars experience. They want that nostalgia trip. Our game is like collecting action figures, which we all did as kids. And, now we get to collect our action figures and fight them against each other under a, strict set of rules.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really interesting, and I think we're all excited. I'm super hyped. I mean, so with that, Crumb, you've been really quiet, and it makes me nervous. Anything you want to add, or are you just listening to see if you can get me on something later on?
No, I'm just waiting for the good moment to make you nervous and sweat a bit. But no, I have not read a lot of the Legacy comic stuff, so I don't have a lot of background on Talon. I know who she is, and I know the story.
Sure.
But I don't. I don't think I have much to add other than the kit looks really cool and I'm excited for it. So I'll let these experts talk about it, and I'll just wait until the right moment to strike.
I think that kind of covers Darth Talon. This is exciting stuff. I'm super hyped. So when you see this, of course, this is much later. We were doing this beforehand, but we are excited. And when this gets announced, let us know what you guys think this with everything on the video and things. So on behalf of myself and these awesome guys from Capital Games, thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you on the holotables.
our hope is that she finds a foursome